Assalamu alaikum. Do you know who has the keys of Kaaba? Once Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has given the keys of Kaaba to Uthman ibn Talha and said, "These keys shall be amongst you and amongst your descendant until the day of judgment, and whoever will try to take the keys away from you will be considered as zalim, as oppressor." And to our surprise, it's been 14 and a half centuries, it's still been amongst his descendant. Let's dive into it and try to know and figure it out, the complete story, who was Uthman bin Talha and why he has been given the keys of Kaaba. You know, when the cruelty and oppression and the persecution have increased a lot in Makkah, so at that time it was allowed for Meccan Muslim to migrate from Makkah to anywhere, first in Abyssinia and then Medina. So Abu Salma, he was amongst the first few people who migrated, first Abyssinia and then Medina. So he got married to Salma. And you know who was Salma? Salma later on became the wife of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and our mother. But at that time she was the wife of Abu Salma. And Abu Salma had one son as well. And when he was allowed to migrate, so he thought he was not migrating secretly, because he thought, I do not belong to here. I'm a free man, I'm allowed to go anywhere, anytime. So just he gathered all his belonging, put all his stuff on the camel, and he wanted to live with the family. But when Quraysh tribe came to know about it, they confronted him with the weapon, and literally they started fighting, and the conflict erupted, and they arguing and screaming and shouting and all. And when the tribe of Abu Salma came to know that Abu Salma had been treated in this way, they also came and they tried to claim that this boy belongs to us. And the Quraysh tribe was claiming that, okay, you can go anywhere, but your wife belongs to this community, this Quraysh tribe, your wife cannot go anywhere. Anyway, they were fighting. In the meanwhile, the boy's hand got dislocated, and the Salma cried out, "What the hell are you doing? You are gonna kill this little innocent boy." And Salma told, "Okay, let them have the boy." And at the end, Abu Salma went to Medina all alone, and Salma remained in Makkah all alone. And every day she used to cry. She used to go to Batha Valley, the farthest place in Makkah, because there was a place where she has lost her baby and the husband. So every day she used to cry, and when the people saw her crying and in anguish condition, now they had sympathy on her, and they went to their elder and begged them, why you are making this lady suffer so much? Just let the woman go. And they also had sympathy on her. And after a long time, after 16 months, almost 1.5 years, the woman Salma was allowed to go to Medina, and she became so happy. She just started her journey without any planning. And in the beginning of the journey, Uthman bin Talha saw her all alone, was going to Medina, putting her trust into Allah, because at that time it was not usual for a young woman to go to travel and to go all alone, because they have to go through the valleys and the days and the nights. Traveling takes time, days and nights. So Uthman bin Talha saved her and helped her and dropped her Medina while leading the camel, and he was walking by foot and she was on the camel, and it was a long journey. So Salma told, I don't think anybody is more noble in Quraysh tribe than this Uthman bin Talha, because during the journey he didn't speak to her any word except when there was a time to stop, and he would ask the camel to come down. She comes down also and sleeps under a tree, and he sleeps by the camel. And when she comes down, Uthman bin Talha goes further and put his back on her, so that she can come down easily. Anyway, it was not the easy journey. It takes 2 weeks, complete 2 weeks. Anyway, Uthman bin Talha dropped her Medina, and when he came back, and at that time he was not Muslim. So but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now blessed him with the Iman just before few weeks of the conquest of Makkah. And there's a huge difference between the Muslims who had accepted before the conquest of Makkah and who had accepted after the conquest of Makkah. Allah Himself says in the Holy Quran, لا يستوي من أنفق من قبل الفتح وقاتل أولئك أعظم درجة من عند الله. Those who have accepted Islam before the conquest of Makkah have higher status in the sight of Allah. Anyway, when Makkah was conquered, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was handing out the big gift to each and everybody, and keys of the Kaaba was also supposed to be given to someone. At that time, Hashim people wanted to have the keys of Kaaba, but Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told Ali bin Talib, give these keys to Uthman ibn Talha, and at that time Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told these keys shall be amongst Uthman bin Talha and amongst his descendant, and whoever will try to take the keys away from him or from them will be considered as zalim. And to our surprise, it's been 14 and a half centuries, it's still been amongst his descendant.